Hello, I'm gonna be doing a Skyrim playthrough. It's gonna be a paladin build. I'm gonna be running off with a shield and sword and beating all the undead and vampires and dragons and doing all the big main quests like companions guild, mages guild, College of Winterhold is the second name for it, main quest and stuff like that. And I'm gonna try to do it pretty fast. So first I wanna show you the mods I'm working with, so you don't think that I'm cheating. Because most of those mods, none of those mods impact gameplay. If you want to skip this part and go straight to gameplay, you can do that. You can forward the video to the point where I start playing. I think this should take maybe about 10 minutes to show you my mod list. So first I'm using Anniversary Edition content picker. It means that this mod can pick which Bethesda Skyrim creations from Creation Club will be added. I'm not using almost any of those, and the ones that I'm using is basically for fun. I'm not gonna be using that as a way to boost my character. Okay, and I'm gonna show what I'm gonna be using. So this is alternative armors. Some of them are too strong, most of them are too strong, so I'm not gonna be using those. Same with these. I'm not gonna be using backpacks, it's too strong. Nordic jewelry is useless. I don't know about this. Arms of Chaos, Sky Temple Ruins, North of Wintercold. Okay, we can try that. This is way too strong. You can do it at level 1 and you get cool looking armor like this. I don't know about this one, but I have had this one, and it's the same quality as the super late game armor with enchantments that you can't get anywhere else, which gives too much fire resistance, too much health and stuff like that. So this is a complete cheat. So I'm not going to be using this. So this is lower level, and I would like to use this, but I think it's too cheaty as well. I don't know about this one. I haven't tried it. So here I wanna do Umbra. I've heard that it's a somewhat fun quest. I don't know about these. This is weak, and this is useless. I don't know about the rest of them. So this is stupid. This is stupid. This is stupid. Bow of Shadows is too strong. Elite crossbows. I'm not gonna use any of those. I'm not using ranged weapons in general. Staves of Hasadoki and Shagarat. I think that those are pretty fun quests. I haven't done most of them, but I will do those. Survival mode, fishing. These are prerequisites. You always have to have these, as well as Rare Curious. It's part of the base game now. If I remove this, there might be crashes and stuff. More than usual. I think I'm still having crashes maybe once every 4 hours, but it's not bad. My mod list is pretty stable. Maybe sometimes even per 10 hours. So Plague of the Dead. By reaching level 5, you get to fight some zombies. It's kind of funny. Look at his tongue. Whatever. Wild Horses is stupid. Arcane Accessories is, I think, too strong. It has Paralysis Rune and robes and spells that are just too strong. Necromantic Grimoire is the same, just for conjuration magic. So I'm not gonna be using those. These are all just like pets and like look at these stupid eyes. Goblins, here you get a follower, which is too strong. So I'm not gonna be using those things. These are player homes. I'm gonna be using Henderheim because I think you need one of those player homes to store unique weapons, because they have slots on the walls where you can put lots of unique items. So it's fun to collect for collection purposes only. I'm not going to be using most of them. It will just going to be for collection. And this is not going to be my home. It will be only for storing those items. My home will be in Whiterun, the usual starting home, basically. So and here is quests. These quests are pretty cool. This is at level 46. So when the game is already be over, I'm gonna be doing this. This is the same almost. It's in Dragonborn DLC. The rewards are ridiculously weak, but it's fun because they are armor sets, not sets, but helmets and shoulders maybe, or what it's called. Some kind of a few items, helmets mostly, I think, from Morrowind that look like what they look like, and no, some kind of cock, like ridiculous and maybe fun. So Forgotten Seasons is just a dungeon, long dungeon, 4 seasons. There are 4 sections in the dungeon. Dungeon might be about 2 hours long. It's pretty cool stuff to do. Bitter Cup. I will be doing Bitter Cup. The rewards that I got from it were pretty stupid as well. Unenchanted helm and unenchanted sword, which is kind of high quality, but because it's unenchanted and I'm not going to be using enchanting, most of other swords will be better. So I'm going to do this mostly for fun. When you do this quest, you get thrown into pit, stripped of all your armors and weapons, and you have to fight saber cats and a pit fighter, and then a pit fighter boss. I can do that. This is just cool looking mounts. I don't need that. I'm not gonna be using mounts. Okay, now I'm gonna finish this up. The mod loads files into the game for the creations that I chose. So none of these creations will impact the game, really. It's mostly for fun. The rewards or levels or anything will not boost my character that much. So we have these. All right. So, and this is Bruma. This is basically a third DLC. Dawnguard Dragonborn DLC is comes with a game, and like here, Dragonborn and Dawnguard. Also, you can see here it's Skyrim, then it's update for Skyrim, and then Dawnguard and Dragonborn. Heartfires is for farming. It's not really an expansion. It's just like some farms that you can do, but I'm not going to be using those. They just need to be in the game. But these are 2 expansions, Dawnguard and Dragonborn, with huge area. This is against fighting vampires. This is against fighting Mirak, the evil mind-controlling mage. And the area that you can explore in both of these places is pretty big. And quests that you can do is pretty extensive. And the characters that you meet, NPCs, it's very fun. I haven't done many of these. Dawnguard bugged on me, and Dragonborn I had just never had the chance to do it somehow. I don't know. Maybe I'm suffering from restartism. So Bruma is third DLC. It's a huge area. It's bigger area than Dragonborn and Dawnguard. I think it's like third of Skyrim. land-wise, area-wise, where you can run around and explore. And there are a few towns and a city and some kind of quests from what I've heard, but I have never done it. I've installed it maybe 2 weeks ago, and I haven't got a chance to do it yet. And I don't know if I'm gonna do it at all, because as I've heard, you can go there at level 1, you can go there at level 10 and 20, but the way I'm playing, I'm gonna be running through the guilds and also doing DLCs, so I might be over leveled for this. We'll see. But if it's a land. It's a land on the south part of Skyrim, but it's closed off by mountains. There's only one small mountain pass where you have to go through to get to this new land of Ruma. It's it's not even in Skyrim. It's in the bottom side of the continent, in a land called Cyrodiil, from the Oblivion. The previous Elder Scrolls game is taking place there. So, so if you don't go through that small pass, it doesn't impact game at all. It's still vanilla. Only if I go through that small pass, I get to that new land. In any other way, there are no items, there are no skills, there are no perks or companions that you can, like followers, that you can use that would impact game. It's completely vanilla if you don't go through that small place. Same is with Dawnguard and Dragonborn, actually. Okay, so it's still vanilla. Now, then next, this part is bottom of the cake. These are mostly engine fixes and bug fixes, engine enhancements and bug fixes, and Bruma. This has to be loaded earlier, I believe. So these are new places to go, kinda, and things to do. But this is mostly for fun. And they don't have to impact the game at all. So bug fixes. These are all the bug fixes. Then engine fixes, limit crash fix. This is FPS boost. This Pandora helps me. So Pandora helps me to manage my animation mods. I will show later. I have few, but not many. I had more before. So there are more stuff like Papyrus extender, script extender. That means the bigger scripts allows for more complex mods. Address library does the same thing basically. All these things basically do the same. This adds ability to add windows and buttons on as an overlay of my game. This is also for animation, I believe. This is keyword item distributor is the same as address library, wherever it was. Address library only for items, I believe. And there are many things like this. This stores saved settings from mods. This helps out with animations as well. This one is somewhat interesting. So this means that you don't run through the bodies. The bodies block you, and you can, for example, stand on the bones of dragon. And it's kind of cool because running through the dragon bones is stupid. In some places you will notice the difference, maybe if you have played, if you remember how it was in Skyrim Vanilla, or if you're playing right now, then you will notice right away when I'm walking over the dead body, probably. So this is also performance enhancements, performance enhancement, FPS enhancements. I disabled this. I don't need that. This helps with animations. This is for scripts, stuff like that. It's all boring. This is not interesting. So these are textures, looks and sounds and animations. So landscape fixes, better roads. It means some roads look different, cooler. This is for animations as well. Then this is for landscape. This is bridges together with roads, only over rivers. This is also some kind of lighting, I don't remember. Darker nights, you will notice this. The nights are really much darker, and they look really, really much cooler. Because especially when you or your follower pulls out a torch, the torch really has this soothing, warm feeling to it. Because the surroundings are dark, and this makes warm yellowish light that lights up a small area around you. This is really cool. This is a really cool mod. The nights in Skyrim in general are way too bright. You don't even see difference if it's 3 a.m. Or 1 a.m. or if it's evening 6 p.m. Often. So this is ridiculous. But this makes nights darker. That's really cool. This makes the candlelight candlelight spell is not in my face and it doesn't blind me that much. This is useful for visual purposes and for combat and for you viewers. Uniques. Some or most of the unique weapons look cooler. Has enhanced graphics and textures. A little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. It's still cooler. For example, Dawnbreaker, the most famous sword in the game, most universal. You can use it anywhere, and it actually glows. I think in base game the textures are worse and it doesn't glow, but here it actually glows, especially in dark. You can see the glow, so it just looks cooler. Lines. These are combat shouts. For example, when you fight bandits, they say stuff like "Never should have come here," or "What you gonna do? What you gonna do now?" Or how was that one went? Oh yeah. How about this? You start running so I can stab you in the back. Or it's gonna be much easier to rob your body, rob items from your dead body, right? And they have like 10 lines that they say, 10 shouts maybe, combat shouts, and they say it over and over and over. And if you meet bandits like throughout all of your game, like hundreds and hundreds of bandits, they all say all the same thing. With this mod, they say many more lines, and they also interact with which race you are. If there's a Nord bandit and you are playing a Nord, he will say, "Oh, you shame our kin," or stuff like that. Or if there's a Khajiit bandit, he will say how he hates Nords, or how Skyrim is a cold place, or something like that. So it's just cooler. It adds variety. So, and all those lines do the same thing for different races and factions and stuff. Dremora, Civil War, Draugrs. This is just sounds. They don't actually say anything. Before they were growling a little bit, like, and now they're like cooler sounds. This is sounds of surroundings. It's like waterfalls, rain, winds, chatter in the marketplace, doors closing, opening somewhere, kids playing around, birds singing in the forest, stuff like that. It makes game um, more enjoyable, I think. Especially I like birds singing and sounds near waterfalls. These make when you talk a dialogue with some NPC, then these make that the facial expressions are cooler. Sometimes they're looking up in the sky and don't want to talk to you. Sometimes when they talk about their jarl who's not doing things they wanted to, their face becomes more angry. And when they're affectionate towards you, when you help them out in some way, and they, the female NPCs say, "It's a fine day with you around," they suddenly change like flirty way. Then their facial expression also becomes more friendly and smiling. At least that's what I think. I haven't tested it out all too well just yet. I have had these mods for a month maybe, but I have seen some differences, like people looking up in the sky, rolling their eyes, and sometimes getting a little angry faces. So it's interesting. I'm gonna keep testing this out. I think this is cool. But you can't notice it if you don't pay attention to it. If you just listen to the dialogue and look at the subtitles and your quest log, then you won't notice it. Okay. This is UI. So this mod is very useful. This makes it so when you zoom into your character from third person to first person, there's a point where you when you zoom from third person far away to closer to to your character, the screen zooms closer to your character, closer until it becomes first person, right? There's a point in which it switches from third person to first when you're very close, and in that point player starts to fade out. You don't see your character fully, you see it as transparent, like 90% transparency maybe. And this mod does it so it doesn't become transparent, because it's a very important mod for especially my playstyle, because I do all the fighting in third person. It's very important for blocking their attacks and for landing my power attacks. So I can see around me more. I will show it later in the game. But if I don't see my character well, then I don't see how I raise my sword, shield, I mean, to block, for example. So it's much easier to be close up the way I want it to, and it doesn't fade out. If you pull it a little bit further, it's okay too. But it's harder in dungeons where there's closed spaces. Then the camera starts to become flurry around, like wobbly, and it's hard to follow. So it has to be closer in interiors, like dungeons, like small corridors. Okay, this is loading screens. This is fantastic. You will see this a lot every time I enter some door. When I fast travel, when I change the area somehow, it will show a loading screen, right? Usually it shows one single loading screen with some tips, but this makes very beautiful loading screens. There are shown different gods, like Meridia, like Goddess Mara, like Talos, like Daedric princes, and there's a history lore tooltip on the right bottom corner, which gives you extra information, and it even has beautiful, fantastically artistic pictures about home land on the Daedric realms of Oblivion. How looks the world of that god. So it's really, really cool. And I believe the more you further progress to the game, the different loading screens that they show. So if you start doing some daily quests, it will, I think, should show you more about that god, maybe. But maybe it was coincidence. Anyway, this is very, very nice mod. I love this. I completely love this. You will see. I'm sure you will love this too. So these things, no dialogues no compass in dialogue, persistent favorites, Sky UI. This is all UI to help help organize your items and your some kind of like compass in dialogue removes dialogue, so it's prettier dialogue. So it doesn't show quest markers while you're talking to someone. It's just better, cleaner. So Sky UI is for inventory and for mod manager settings. This is for colorful icons. This is great. I love these. These have very offensive names, or no, not offensive, vulgar names, like boobies and cocks and ass, stuff like that. But all it does is basically give you colorful icons, which is very useful for finding out what you have, what vendor has, what chest has, that you're looting, or a body. It's just more pleasant to the eyes, and it's easier to find the things you want in your inventory or other inventories. So these are like local map, a little bit stuff like that. Not important. I'm gonna skip this for now. So this can rename the items I use. So I don't actually sell them to vendor. This shows me more detailed player stats like resistances, armor, damage reduction, HP, stamina, stuff like that. Crash logger. This is a race menu. It means that I can, at the start of the game, I can customize my character in a better way. Compatibility patches. This is nothing. Just for game to work, for mods to work together. Alternative start. So this has ability to make your start different, but I'm not gonna be using that. I'm using this only to skip the 10-minute long intro where your Dragonborn is together with Ulfric and the Horse Thief and Rayloff, and for 10 minutes they're talking about how they're gonna die. I have seen this intro many times. I'm sure you all have seen this intro many times. This is just to skip the intro. And more script enhancements. So these two are the only ones that really change the game, right? In some way, but not in a big way, in a very friendly way. Anything else that I showed you, none of them changed the game. So this is UI, user interface, how it looks. This is textures and sounds and animations, what you see around, so it's a little prettier. This is just for the stability of the game and some prerequisites and stuff like that. Bruma I'm not gonna be using probably unless I go through the small passage through the mountains. Anniversary picker I already explained. Most I'm not gonna be using too, just for fun, just for questing, because it's interesting. And so this is gonna be purely vanilla game. I would say purely vanilla game. Let it just sink in a little bit. It's purely vanilla game, right? There are two things that it changes from vanilla game. These two mods. and they don't change it in a bad way. So better jumping, it means that in vanilla game, when you sprint, you can't jump. When you sprint, you have to stop sprinting, jump, then again start sprinting. Or if you want to jump over some ledge, then you sprint, stop sprinting, and keep running. You have to calculate that moment, so you still have inertia, and then jump, and after you landed, half a second or second later, you can start sprinting again. So this is just stupid. This is annoying. In the next Bethesda game, they made that in Fallout 4 that you can jump while sprinting. So why isn't it here? It's probably an oversight, honestly. With this mod, you don't even jump much further. I think maybe it's 10% further or 20% further. But still, the ledges you couldn't jump over or to. Without this mod, you still can't do it now. I think it doesn't change anything much, just the comfort, really. It also doesn't change the combat, because I'm not sprinting and jumping in combat. It's just I need my stamina for these combat. I need my stamina for power attacks. So I don't think this changes the game in a major way. Just very little. There is an option to make it as a cheat. There is an option to make a double jump. So I think, at least, that's what I read. Maybe it's a different version of the mod, or you need additional file. But somehow you could make so that when you're jumping once, while you're in the air, you can bounce off a tree or a cliff and jump second time, even further. So it's kind of like in animes ninjas do. They jump and very high. I don't know if you can do it 2 times or 3 times this jump from the air, but somehow it was possible. But I'm not using that, so I don't want to cheat. I don't want to change the vanilla game too much, because it would be I would have to worry about balance issues. Because if the game becomes too easy, then I'm just using 10, 20, 30, 40 hours with no challenge. That's no fun. It's just boring. And the vanilla game is somewhat challenging. It's interesting, at least on the difficulty that I'm playing on, which is master. Okay, bounties are worthwhile. Leveled bounty rewards. So this mod changes this stupid imbalance, I would say, or a bug even. So, in case you were not aware, rewards in the base game are fixed at 100 or 500 regardless of level. So the Jarl sends you to kill a bandit leader in a cave, in a bandit cave. There maybe are 15 bandits, maybe even 20 or 30 bandits. Some of them are high level, some of them might be high level, some of them might be mages that's slowing you down while others are hitting you, right? Then you are looting maybe 4 chests and the 5th chest, boss chest at the end, where you can get maybe high level armor, like orcish armor of plus 50 health on the level 30 when you're higher level. And you get all this loot. You spend maybe 100 or 200 potions to do it. At some points, maybe you can do it with 20 or 30 potions, depending on your level and stuff. But it can happen to use a lot of potions, right? And then you get a loot that gives you maybe 7,000 gold, right? And then you go back to Jarl and say, and then Jarl says, "You have done us a great service. Here's your reward, 100 gold." Right? Isn't this ridiculous? I don't know if you agree with me or not. I can't hear your response, but that's what I think. At lower levels, also like level 5, you do a dungeon like a cave where you kill maybe even very small amounts, maybe 8 bandits or 10 bandits. You still get about 700 gold worth of items to sell, right? And the reward you get is still 100. So this changes to 250. So if you got 700, then and plus 100, that would be 800. If you got 700 from the items, right, and loot, then you get 250 extra. That would be 950. So 950, 800. It's a little bit difference. A little higher level, maybe you get 400 rewards. So instead of 700, or maybe when you level up, it will be 1000, and then you get 400. It's still better. It's at least some reward. You know what I mean? It's at least a reward. 100 is not a reward. It's nothing. You can't even buy like a regular potion. You can only buy one or maybe 2 minor potions for this money. What is this reward? To kill the dragon is much more valuable. It used to be 500 gold regardless of level. So in level 5 you kill a dragon, or 10 you kill a dragon if you're already at that level, and you get 500 gold. In level 40 you kill an elder dragon, and you get still 500 gold. And at that point, one potion of enhancing your one-handed attacks, for example, cost 1,000. So you can't even buy a potion for this reward at later levels. So this makes it a little better. Okay, I'm talking way too long. I wanted it to be a 10-minute thing. It turned out to be 37-minute thing. Anyway, here is my mod list. I will also add it in the description. As you can see, none of these things really change the game. Only those 2 things in very minor ways. So I'm basically going to be playing vanilla Skyrim. Thank you for watching. I start playing. So it should load up in the correct window. Okay, my OBS seems to capture it, so you should be able to see the game. For Mod Manager, it also game load time is longer. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna take my notes. Okay, game is loaded up, and I will tell you what I'm playing, what kind of character I have built up, cooked up. So let's load it first, so the music doesn't become too loud. I also have a preset for this character, so I don't have to change my face for too long time. There we go. So he's a Nord. His name is gonna be Yuri. His skills are gonna be smithing, one-handed, block, and heavy armor. Those will be for warrior side, and restoration and alteration will be for mage side. He will be wearing heavy armor with a shield, and but on the chest he's gonna be wearing robes. So the basic idea is that he's gonna be a paladin, a warrior that can heal himself, but with extra twist, alteration magic, and talents. Not talents, but perks. This game is called perks. So personality. So he's trying to go very fast through the game. Hold on, I'm gonna drink some water. One moment. One moment. So, so Yuri is more of a lonely man. He can team play, but if not, he has God to commune with, because he is a holy man. He is a man of God. Yuri has a weird face. I think he looks a little bit sad, a little bit naive. He is looking for good in life. Let's see, what about, is his body good? Yeah, probably. But he is pretty strong, right? His chest here looks pretty strong. His shoulders are pretty wide. His neck is pretty strong. But he has this haircut and a beard that resembles a monk. So he is somewhat like a monk, but not completely. Yuri is an aesthetic. He loves beauty, especially works of ancient Dwemer, that's dwarves. That's why he explores Dwemer ruins a lot. He has a affection for his hometown Markarth. Right now he's being held in Helgen, and he's about to get his head chopped off when Alduin is gonna save him, the big dragon that burned down Helgen, right? At the beginning of the game, on every Skyrim game. But he's gonna make his way back to Markarth, and he's gonna try to get a house there. So in his hometown, he helps his denizens of Markarth any way he can. But Yuri doesn't care about other towns. When venturing outside Markarth to other cities, he usually can listen to other people's problems, but he says, deal with it on your own. One sec. Yeah. However, when Yuri hears about true evil being nearby in any town that he is, no matter it being Markarth or any other town or village, Vigilant of Stendar awakes in him. He is ready to hunt down all the undead, necromancers, vampires, or daedras, or anything as evil as that. But there are some daedras that are not completely evil, like Meridia, which gives Dawnbreaker a sword that is meant to kill undead, right? And the Meridia itself is a goddess of light. even though she's Daedra and she hates undead, right? So she's not completely evil. He's not against her. So he will be using the Dawnbreaker when he can. But he doesn't like other Daedras. And he also doesn't like anything else as evil as that. Yuri's inventory is always clean, unorganized. He doesn't carry lots of clutter like 100 minor potions. He only uses few high quality potions. Yuri is affiliated with College of Winterhold. That means he's doing those quests and helping out College of Winterhold. The same he's doing for Companions Guild. Vigilant Outstander he can also roleplay with because there are no actual quests in this game. But I think there might be in previous games of Elder Scrolls. But in this game he's only role-playing. He's helping the Dawn Guard to kill vampires, helping good people of Solstheim against evil of Mirak, and of course the Markarth, his hometown. He doesn't like, but he can make exceptions, fighting bandits or any other lowlifes like that, because they're just scum. Why would he waste his energy on dealing with, if there are rats or ants or cockroaches? He's a man of God. He doesn't deal with stuff like that. He goes on missions of God, on holy like paths, not exactly crusades, but holy things. He does holy things and big missions. Mostly, usually. And he also doesn't like fighting dragons because he doesn't have any ranged attack. He lifts up, and what's he supposed to do? But he will fight if it's needed. If the dragon is burning down the town, of course he will help. He doesn't like running around too much, completing errands. He doesn't care about petty politics and wars. But he cares about making peace or saving the world from evil or from Alduin, which is end of the main quest. He listens to God. Many of his missions are from God himself. He doesn't waste his power on every problem of every Skyrimer. Yeah. So I can also say which of the most important items I'm gonna be using. He's gonna be using. I'm sorry. So the most important items are Archmage's robes. It gives plus 50 Magicka, plus 100 Magicka Regeneration, and gives a discount of 15% to all magic spells. Since he's going to be using Alteration and Restoration, this is a great robe for him, and it more resembles a monk. Monk or a paladin. Well, not exactly a paladin, but he's gonna be casting spells a lot. Then the amulet will be, of course, Galdur's amulet, which gives 30 stamina, 30 health, and 30 magicka. That is fantastic item. I don't see any character that uses all three stats, that is a hybrid between fighter and a mage, that would use any other amulet than this. This is best amulet in the game for anyone, except if you are playing purely warrior or purely mage. You don't need that stamina for mage or don't need magicka for warrior. Then you're not getting 30, 30, 30, but you're getting 30, 30. So instead of 90, you're getting 60. So maybe then you can use other amulet. But for any hybrid class that use magic and fighting, this is best amulet. I'm pretty adamant about it. Okay. Also, shield. He will be using Shield of Isgramor, that is End of Companions Guild, and later he will, at level 40, he will upgrade to Shield of Solitude, which basically does the same thing as Shield of Isgramor, gives magic resistance. Only Shield of Isgramor gives health, 20 health, and Solitude gives 30 or 40 increased amount of block. Maybe he will also try out Spellbreaker. For weapons, it will be Dawnbreaker and Galdur's Blackblade. Dawnbreaker is obtainable at level 12. Galdur's Blackblade is gonna be obtainable at level 36. The highest version of this weapon. Dawnbreaker is very simple item, very simple weapon, very powerful weapon. It hits quite hard, but not very hard. It can carry you through the whole game. When it hits undead, it has ability to set them on fire, deal extra damage, I believe, a little bit, and the most important, when they die, there's a chance of the undead exploding and sending out a beam, so everybody, all the other undeads around the dead body is afraid, and they, for 30 seconds they are running away. So that's a really great sword. And you don't need to recharge the enchantment as often, so it's very cheap for recharging purposes. Galdur's Blackblade is much more expensive. You need to recharge it a lot. You'll be buying Grand Soul Gems, Greater Soul Gems filled with souls, or you will have to use Black Star to hunt and fill it regularly. It would take much more effort to recharge the Galdur's Blackblade. But what it does, the enchantment is fantastic. I don't remember exactly the number, maybe it was 25. So it absorbs life from each hit. So how it works? You deal 30. Let's say you deal 30 damage with your sword, and the enchantment deals 25 more damage. But it does so that it steals life from him and gives to you. So it heals you. So if you have a long fight, and if you have let's say 3 opponents on you, and you're blocking lots of their attacks and sometimes getting hits in, you don't have to switch to heals. You can keep fighting them all the time, and it's much easier not to die, not to run out of mana. So it's his main weapon, Galdur's Blackblade. I think there's another proponent, or what's called. There's another sword that he might use. It's called Drainheart Sword. It does the same as Galdur's Blackblade, only it absorbs stamina. So you can use stamina to block more hits, and you can use stamina to do more power attacks. And you can do continuous power attacks, because every time you do power attack, you get drained stamina from them. And when you done one power attack, you can do next power attack and next power attack and next power attack, and you can do them endlessly with stamina drain. This is great. So this offers a lot of control. So when you're doing power attack, you very often stagger the opponent, so he can't. So the opponent can't hit you, or can't run away, or can't cast magic, right? So you can do a lot of this, and it also, power attack increases your damage output, so you can also do more damage this way. So Galdur's Blackblade is more of a defensive item, and Reinhardt's Sword is more of a offensive item. But they are both expensive in recharging. So Dawnbreaker is a sword that will be used all throughout the game as a simple, cheap weapon. And Reinhardt's Sword for extra damage, and Galdur's Blackblade for more sustain. Alright. And there's also Mana Drain weapon against mages, and Soul Trap weapon to charge soul gems. Alright, that's it. We're done. The spells he's gonna be casting. So he's gonna be casting Paralysis, Paralyze, Mass Paralysis in super late levels only. Then he's gonna be casting Heals, Close Wounds when he gets level 50 skill of Restoration, and Grand Heal when he gets 75. Grand Heal is gonna heal 300 HP, which is usually one Grand Heal is full HP, 0 to full, and will cost only 64 Magicka. So I won't need huge Magicka pool for Grand Heal. And since I'm gonna be wearing robes and not armor, I will not reach the armor damage reduction cap. Damage reduction cap is 80%. So no matter if you have 1000 or 2000 armor, you will still be hit for 20% of the damage that enemy deals. With the full heavy armor set, it's possible to reach 80% damage resistance without smithing. With smithing, you don't even need a shield, and you don't even need high level armor. You can do it in low level armor just for high level smithing itself. But when I'm not using the chest armor and I'm using a robe, I'm gonna be using only hands, gloves, boots, helmet, and shield. That will drop the ability to get a lot of armor very much. So I think I will have about 60% damage reduction. When I max out everything, I might have 70 up to 76, but I still will not reach 80. So if I have 60 instead of 80, it might not seem much to you, but think about how much damage you're taking. Instead of 20% damage, which is 100 minus 80, right? If I'm resisting 80% of damage, I'm taking 20% of damage. So if I am resisting 60% of the damage, I'm taking 40% of the damage. That means if an opponent hits for 200, and I'm taking 20% of the damage only, I will be taking 40 damage. But if I have 60% damage resistance reduction, and I'm taking 40% of the damage, that instead of and he hits for 200, as I said, then I will be instead of 40, I'm going to be taking 80 damage. So 60% damage reduction or 65% damage reduction compared to armor cap, 80% damage reduction is I'm taking twice as much damage from all sources. Yeah, you get my point. So it's very important if you are close to damage reduction cap, or you are at damage reduction cap. So 30% is not much, 60% is much, but 80% is much more, twice as much as 60. Right? So I'm gonna get hit up much more. but I think I'm gonna be work this out. When I max everything, that I will I should have about 76% damage reduction. And when I'm wearing Daedric armor, I believe it was almost 78%, but I'm probably not gonna be wearing Daedric armor. You need like level 55, or level 50 or 55 for Daedric armor to start spawning even in the merchants or in chests. Especially with enchantments, because without enchantments it's useless. Even steel armor with enchantment is more useful than Daedric armor without enchantment. In late levels when enchantments are really very strong. Okay. I feel like I should finish this episode. I said that it would be 10 minutes, and I'm rambling on here for a very long time. So I'm gonna finish this episode and start actually playing in next episode. Thank you very much for listening. I hope this gave you insight into what kind of things I'm gonna be doing in this game. Personality of Yuri. Let's just make his name official. Okay, Yuri. Loading up some mods. What mods I'm gonna be using, what things he's gonna be doing, what items he's gonna be using, the path he's gonna be taking, his story, stuff like that. So I hope information was useful to you, that didn't waste everyone's time. Maybe most people skipped this part. If they did, I don't blame them. This is not very fun. But I want to explain everything. So hopefully see you in the next video. Bye bye.